welcome or welcome back. My name is Savannah, and this is just, my little corner of craft. It's been a while, but if you watched the last video I updated, you would know that it was going to be a while, and that's okay. It is what it is. This is how my life is. It's actually quite busy, to be honest. So anyways, let's go ahead and just dive right in with the quick little bits. And then I will showcase, I guess, whatever I feel like showcasing. No, it's August 9th. Yes, August 9th today. It is Friday. About almost 1 o'clock. It's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I actually had the day off today, which was very nice. So we started school. Well, it's hard to explain. Last week, just like kinder, 6th grade, 9th grade started because they were going into the new, coming into new school, obviously. So they all had a half day on Friday, including myself, because I now work as a kindergarten instructional aide. That is my position this year. So we did that, but all last week I also did a little bit of work, about half days, just a couple, like little bits of training here and there kind of thing. So I did that last week. This week was our first technically full week. Obviously today, no school for elementary because it was assessment day. So I just went in the morning, did what I needed to do. I did not have to assist with assessing because I am not a teacher. I am just an instructional aide. But yes, like a first full week, 4 full days of kindergarten. It has been an adventure. I wouldn't say it's bad, but I also wouldn't say it's like amazing. I can't talk about it too much because obviously they are not my children to talk about, but there's some absolute sweet, adorable cuties who are going to be so much fun to hang out with this school year. And then there's some that have potential, and I hope that I get to witness that potential. Like, I don't come home mad. I'm not mad. I think doing 3 years in a lunchroom has really helped me prepare for this position. It is easier than the lunchroom. Isn't that crazy? I feel like it's a little bit less stressful than that. I'm proud of myself. I was able to know all the kids' names by day 2. And that's without using name tags. My teacher wanted to just learn them without using them, so we didn't. And we got it. We know every kid's name. I feel very bad though. So yesterday was one of the kids' first day. Like, he missed the first couple days because he was sick. And he came back yesterday, and I kept calling him by the wrong name because it's very similar to the another child in our class's name. Like, very similar. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I am trying really hard. And he's like, it's okay. So, but other than that, we have, oh, excuse me. I'm very tired. I'm very tired. So by Wednesday, I was really feeling the effects of just everything. So not only am I working full-time now with a bunch of littles, it's also a bit stressful trying to get my child, well, my daughter is now in 6th grade, so she's at a completely different school, so trying to get her to school, get her ready, and then get to work on time it's a little stressful in the mornings. We're still working through our routine. I think I'm almost there with like good wake up time, how I'm supposed to, like, how I want to plan my mornings so that we are having good mornings. But yes, my daughter goes to the middle school here, and like most of you know, she's on the cheer team. So that poor kid has to carry 2 backpacks, and she's got cheer 4 days a week. So, sorry, my light. So yeah, that's a struggle. They do not offer lockers except for athletes and musicians. She missed the cutoff for athletics because they have to share lockers. The cheerleaders have to share lockers, so 2 girls per locker, and these are like the short little lockers. But with my daughter having an instrument, that's not going to work. So we're hoping that she can get a locker through orchestra so that she can at least put her cheer backpack and her instrument in a locker on her own. I'm really hoping that she gets that figured out today. Because that poor kid, like I said, she's got to carry around 2 backpacks a day because of this. She actually gets to cheer in front of the school today because there's an assembly. So she got to wear her uniform to school, and that's pretty exciting. Anyway, so oh man, a lot of talking already. Anyways, let's go ahead and get past that. If you haven't watched my other video, you might notice this is a little bit different. I moved back at the 1st of July, you know, that first weekend. Yeah, because July 1st was a Monday, so that weekend, last weekend of June, I guess, I moved. I didn't move far. I moved directly across the street from my old house. I might have talked about it. I don't know. My father-in-law used to own this house. He decided he wanted to move back to Iowa, so my husband and I decided to purchase this house and rent out our home. So yeah, this house isn't completely put together yet. Mostly it's not terrible. It's mostly done. I think what I have left is just like the artwork, finding a place for artwork. You know, stuff I had on the walls at the other house, just finding a place for it. And then just a few bits and bobs here and there. But other than that, I think I am pretty good to go. As you can see, I have a new yarn system, Billy bookcases. So I have this one. I've had this one for my knitted, you know, my hand knit sweaters and stuff like that. And then I bought these 2 Billies to hold everything. Let's see, can we... Yep. So I used to have a calyx system from IKEA. Sorry, I don't mean to turn it weird. I used to have a calyx system from IKEA at the other house. We took it apart to move it over here and decided not to put it. I decided not to put it back together again because I wanted to do these Billies. I liked to be able to hide things away. It feels fresher and more organized for some reason. But as I was putting stuff away, I realized I don't have the same amount of space anymore. But I think I have it all worked out. So I do have a box of like de-stashed stuff. I think I'm just going to take to Goodwill. It's not like, it's mostly scraps and commercial yarns from like big box stores. Nothing fancy. And some fabric de-stash. So I think I have it mostly good, but yes, it was less space than before. But yes, so we moved. And so I had been stressed out about that, and then work started, so that's a whole new stressor. My tenant is about to move in. She's slowly moving in. She started moving stuff in, but this weekend, actually, it will be her full move in. And I'm kind of excited about it. So the whole process of renting out a house and finding a tenant was an experience I've never, obviously I've never experienced before. It was definitely, I wouldn't say a challenge, because I used Zillow to do everything and they have it down packed, which was really, really nice. like for making a lease and doing applications and all this stuff. Zillow takes care of all of that. It was really nice. So I would just get messages from people who were interested in the house, and then I would, you know, schedule times. And this one lady, the way she communicated with my husband and I, the way she was so enthusiastic about everything, like she just seemed to fit. So we're hoping for the best. It was also very hard. Like I think we only did 3 showings. Like I had several scheduled, but I think we only did 3 total before we made the decision. I wanted to let everybody rent the house. Like, I'm just like, you know, you get to know them, like, even if it's just a freaking 20-minute, like, little showing or whatever, it's just like, man, I really want, you know, I think they could be a good fit, or I think they could be a good fit. But this lady that we chose, I'm not going to give you her story because it's not mine, but she seems like a really nice lady. She's around my age, and you know, she seemed like somebody I could get along with, which is kind of nice, and it's right across the street, so I can keep an eye on it. Anyways, so my husband and I are hoping for the best, that we, you know, there's horror stories when it comes to landlord, tenant, stuff like that, that there's horror stories. So we're hoping for the best. Anyways, so during all that, I was like, especially during the move, I wasn't knitting at all. I was just too stressed out for it. But I finally came back to it shortly after I made the last video, started coming back to it. I had a test knit. I had applied before I moved, didn't think I got it, and then I got it, and then I had to wait for the yarn to get here because I actually ordered yarn for this test knit. Now I can't share the test knit with you, unfortunately, because it is it's not secret, because you know, it's weird. It's secret, but it's not. So the pattern's by Kuta Fakika, Veronica Lindberg. It is for her new book that is coming out in November through Lina. And Veronica has posted all, you know, bits and pieces of it on her Instagram. And Lina has made an announcement that they will be publishing this book. I'm just not allowed to show it to you. I just heard the door. Okay, I'm just gonna let it go. If it's my husband, he's gonna scare me. My son is downstairs too, so I'm hoping it was just him. Anyways, so the test knit, you know, I don't understand why I can't show it when she has shown it, but either way, so I got the test knit, which is awesome. You know, I like test knitting. Sometimes it's not the most enjoyable process, but I do like it. What do I want to say about it? I can't show you. I don't know how much I can tell you about it. Okay, well, we'll just talk about the yarn then about it. So I got the test knit, had to order yarn for it because I had nothing in stash that would work for it. I go ahead and order the yarn from Wool Warehouse, and it took 2 weeks to get here. I was 2 weeks behind. Let's see here. Let me get the yarn, like, good. I have, like, open skeins, but so I was like, dang, because I had ordered yarn from Wool Warehouse a couple weeks prior. I probably have said this story. I don't know. Sorry, you're getting it again. So initially, Veronica sent out like a little lump test knit group for part of her book, for the first half, I guess you want to call it. And I applied, didn't get it. But when I applied, I also ordered yarn for it just in case so that I could get it. So that yarn came in like 3-4 days. Easy peasy. Then I didn't get it. A couple weeks go by or something like that. She sends out a second test knit call for more patterns in the book. And so that's when I applied again, like right when I was moving, you know, getting ready to move. And I was like, okay, well, I probably won't get it. So I'm just going to, you know, not worry about it. And that's when I get it. So I was like, oh crap, I need to order yarn. So I ordered through Wool Warehouse again, and I'm hoping for the best. This time it took longer. It probably didn't take a full 2 weeks, but I feel like I did start 2 weeks later than you know, like the start date or whatever. I can't remember exactly. All I know is like I was behind. The yarn that I got is Drops Lima. So we have black, which is color 8903. And then this is chalk. I don't know how well you can see that. There's a hair too. Chalk, and this is 9025. So when I ordered this online, I knew I wanted like a black and a cream or a black and a white. I also have the same colors in Kid Silk. So Lima is 65% wool, 35% alpaca. And then this is your typical 70% mohair, 30%, or 75% mohair, 25% silk. So not your typical, it's usually 70-30. So yeah, I wanted black and a cream, but I didn't really want like off-white or something like that. So on the website, this looked like another good cream, but when it came, it's like this very, very, very pale gray. I actually really like it. Like this, I was not mad. I was like, ooh, this is actually a lot better than I was picturing. So these two and these two. So I got it. I ordered 6 balls of these each, like 6 of this, and then 4 of these and 4 of the black. So I ordered all that, and I was working away on it, you know, not doing too bad actually, because I'm still working on it. I have just a little bit left. It's due on Sunday, and I have just a little bit left, so I'm hoping I should be able to have it done by then. But working along, I'm like, okay, I should be able to, because I think the requirement was having the body plus 1 sleeve finish. So I got the yoke all done, attached, and then went ahead and did 1 full sleeve. And then I think I decided to just go ahead. I was like, okay, I'm doing great. You know, I still have plenty of time. Let's go ahead and do the other sleeve. Because at that point I was realizing that I was getting low on this yarn. I was like, okay, we're going to do that second sleeve, see how much yarn we have left. I did have to order more. So I was like, oh crap. So I did. Went ahead and ordered actually 4 more skeins, 4 more balls, whatever you want to call it, of this stuff. And I got it like 2 weeks ago. So not a big deal. Came pretty quickly. I don't think I needed to order 4. I think I could have just ordered. Well, it depends. If I can finish it with just this, then I only need to order 1 more ball. But if I need to crack into this, then 2. So either way, I have it. I'm not worried about it. So yeah, I did not order enough yarn the first time. And I'm cutting it close with the deadline. But again, I'm not too worried about it. I don't know what else to say about it because I can't show it to you. I'm excited to have it. I hope that it fits well. I've already blocked the body before I did the cuffs and the hem and stuff. I'm like, I can't say too much. I did block it to see how much it would grow, and I will definitely, if I do a video around the time of its release, you know, and I decide to talk about it then, or remember to talk about it then, I'll tell you more about it, or I'll probably reiterate some of this stuff. But the body of this garment did grow, the sleeves did grow about 1.5 inches. So using, we got wool and alpaca and then mohair and silk. So did grow decently, but I wanted to make sure before I added that stuff, and because I didn't want to make it too long, I didn't want it to be too short. I really want this to actually work for me. I've had too many incidences where like it looks like it's going to hit at a good spot once it's blocked, and then obviously with sleeves they usually shrink up, and it happens a lot. Or it looks like it's going to hit a good spot on my waist or my hips, and it just doesn't for some reason. Like, it's weird too, because I do a lot of try-ons. I do a lot of that stuff, and I just, for some reason, it's like things change. I don't know, it's weird. But anyways, so that is what I have been focusing on, like, for the last 26 days. I guess the last 26 days I have been focusing on this. That's pretty much it. I haven't touched anything else. I mean, I touched 2, 3, I take it back. Nope, just 2. I've touched 2 other projects here and there, but nothing crazy. Like, no, like, big crafting sessions with these. So, oh, I didn't even bring one of them up. That sucks, because I don't know if I even showed it to you before. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you what I do have here with me. This might just be a refresher for you if you've been following for a little while. We're going to start with the one on the mannequin. That is the Clearview cardigan by Sasha Knits for Woolfolk. Started that December 31st. And I have not touched it. Ooh, wait. Oh, I haven't worked on it in 2 months. I haven't. I still want it. If you've been following me, you know that there's been issues with this guy. There's just this weird where the back sits lower than the front. It's not even like you would typically see a cardigan. It's a cardigan. I know it's over there. I'm not going to grab it. I'm sorry. But like it, to me, it feels weird the way it's working. But actually the one that I'm working on now, the test knit, is kind of the same way. So I think it's making me feel a little bit better at this one. So I'm hoping that I can get back to that. It's a lot of cables. So as much as I would like to have this done for fall or winter, it might not. And I think I'm okay with that. But I will keep knitting it. I won't scrap it because this is something I've really, really wanted. So it's this beautiful piece. I've actually accepted that the back is going to be lower than the front. Just the way that it all sits or whatnot, that I took out the lifeline that I put in it. I was just like, let's take that out now, because I'm not going to be ripping it back. Because I was afraid to make the front panels a little bit longer for some reason. I was just worried that it was going to make the armhole deeper or whatnot. So yeah, the yarn that I'm using, that is Pearl Soho's Good Wool in the colorway Wild Mustard. Yeah, it's right up here. I have my grid wall up on the wall, and I'm hanging yarn that I'm actually, that's being used in a current project. So the extra yarn for a project is not in stash. It's on the wall along with hand spun yarn. But yeah, so I have 4 full skeins left on the wall, plus I think there's a pretty decent sized skein in the bag attached to this. So I don't know if I need all of it, but we'll see. Again, it's fully cabled and waffle stitch, and so are the sleeves. So, and there's patch pockets, so maybe I'll need all of that yarn. But yeah, I haven't worked on that in like 2 months, but it is definitely still a whip. Right before, the day before I started the test knit, I actually cast on a project for my daughter. I had, let's see here. I had 5 skeins of this yarn in my stash. It was scrap yarn. It was from a previous project, but I had this much left. Well, I mean, there's less in it now, but decent sized skeins. and I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. This yarn was all dyed by myself a couple years ago for a different project, and I just didn't want it to go to waste. So I found a pattern that I could do for my daughter using these, and she's really excited about it. But yeah, just, it's all DK weight. I believe it's 100% wool. I can't remember exactly, but you know, rainbow. So there's a pattern. Shoot, that's not open, so I can't tell you exactly who it's by. It's called the Granny Pop V-neck, and it is actually a crocheted project. So, yeah, I decided to cast this on while waiting for the yarn to come. So I cast this on waiting for the yarn to come, and then the next day the yarn came. Okay, by MJ's Off the Hook Designs. That's who it's by. I'm making the extra small size. Is that what it is? I'm sorry. I'm just, again, it's not going to be like a completely scripted, amazing show. Like, oh, of course it freezes. I can't even see. All right, well, we're just going to keep, I'm making the smallest size that is available. I think it's an extra small. It's just, you know, like your typical granny stitch. I got the yoke is all finished. Sleeve split. Just working, well, I'm pausing on the body just to make sure it's the right length for my daughter. I want to put the neckband in and do the sleeves before I finish the body. So I kind of stalled out on this only because I would need to pull up the designer has the pattern. It's beautiful, beautiful laid out pattern. You can buy it on Ravelry, or I believe she has it free on her blog. But she also has a video tutorial on how to knit this, or well, crochet this. And so I wanted to grab the video again to do the sleeves because there's a few decreases. And I'm better at visually learning than I am reading. I mean, I can do it. It just takes me a minute longer. If I can just see it, then I'm like, oh, I can do that. So I need to pick up for sleeves. I'm just doing the stripes different colors, you know, or every stripe is a different color. I believe she uses color changing yarn. Since I had all those, I'm just like, meh. So that's what I need to do. Need to pick up the collar. I thought about doing the collar in knitting, like knit ribbing, but because I'm not a big fan of crocheting ribbing. It's not the funnest thing in the world, but it looks like hers is I don't even know what you would call it, but you like one part comes just like to here and the other part overlaps it. And I kind of like the way that looks. So, and I have to figure out what color to do the neckband. Because I don't think I want to do it pink since the first row is pink, but I don't know. I'll have to ask my daughter maybe what color she wants for the neckband. It's a V-neck. So yeah, I'm using a 5mm hook. I just got this little set off of Amazon. It kind of looks like I just like this type of handle. This, I mean, it's not squishy, but these thicker silicone or rubber. And then you have to use this one too, which is a 4.5mm for the ribbing bits. So have these two out to go for this. So yeah, I'm hoping to get this one done shortly after I finish the test knit. Just get that done so it's out of here, and then all that scrap yarn is gonna just go because I don't want it in stash anymore. Okay, I'm gonna show this one, which is my banana sweater. I have not worked on this one in forever as well. I do think I did work on it in July one day. Banana sweater, baby loops. Yeah, I did. July 29th, one day. I don't know why, but I did. I picked it up and worked on it. maybe I just needed a break from my test knit. I did have somebody reach out on in my comments and asking about this, so I thought I would do my best to answer any questions. Just review, you know, again, I haven't worked on it a lot. I don't know, actually, you know, I took this on a trip at the beginning of June. I don't know if I talked about it since then. I probably haven't. I got the yoke done. So on that trip so we went to Iowa for a family reunion at the beginning of June, and we drive out there. It's supposed to be a 10-hour drive from here, but it does, you know, it's a little bit longer when you have kids and you have to stop for food and potty breaks. But I did try to get the yoke finished while we were on that trip. I didn't do it. I was almost there. I think I had just a couple more rounds before I split for the sleeves. So I finished that up as soon as we got home. And that's where it stayed. So yeah, I have about an inch, maybe 1.5 inches under the sleeves. It fits pretty well. I do want to get to the point where I can add the collar in, because that is something that I prefer to do. Put the collar in before the rest of the body is done. But with my yarn, you know, I would prefer to finish up the skeins before I move on. But the way that this is working is one skein will finish, the other one will not. So I have to add in another skein, and then the other one will finish. So it's almost never ending, honestly. I could just break it, but I'd rather not. So I'm using, this is my Texas yarn. When we went to Texas, I got Sunday, Santa's Garden Sunday. This is a petite knit color. It's called Banana, right? Yep, Banana 2114. So that's why I'm calling this my banana sweater. This is the Brady Loops by Other Loops. It's really pretty. I also have the cardigan version of this pattern as well. So, and I noticed the cardigan version does not do this big ribbing. It is just solid stockinette with these 2 cable bits. That cable looks funny, doesn't it? Like, where'd it go? It looks like I did something wrong there, but I didn't. When you stretch it out, maybe once it's blocked. This has not been blocked. I also have banana stitch markers on it. Oop, look at that little banana stitch marker. Isn't that cute? I actually have more. I did buy this one set of cute little bananas, but they keep falling off their findings. So I need to like super glue those on. Here's another one. So it came like a set of, you had a solid banana, a peeled banana, a bundle of bananas, and then banana bread. But they keep, like I said, they keep falling off. They were not secured properly, unfortunately. But I believe the question was getting started on this sweater. So this sweater is definitely a different type of construction than, I mean, I believe it's a saddle shoulder, but different than what I'm used to. So you're actually starting right here. You actually have to, the pattern says a provisional cast on right here. And then you knit out, and then you do a bunch of increases so that you can get to this cable, and then you're going to knit it for, let's see how long. You just knit it until here. So it's just this panel right here with the cables, and then this section right here with this bit. And then you're supposed to pick up that provisional cast on and then do the same thing that way. I don't like provisional cast on. I don't. I could have done it if I had my supplies with me when I started this. When I cast on, I didn't have anything but my needles and the yarn. So I prefer to use, there's a new way to do a provisional cast on where you're casting onto these try-it-on tubing stuff. Again, I didn't have any of it nearby, and I didn't want to go get it when I started this. So what I did So I just cast on like normal, just did a normal long tail cast on, and then did a normal cast on, you know, long tail cast on for this side. And when I had enough to join it to this one, I actually did a mattress stitch. At first I tried to just pick up the stitches. At first I just tried to pick up the stitches right here, but it just wasn't working with this cable. It looked funny. So the mattress stitch actually, while you have a little seam here, it kind of blends in a little bit better with the cables. So if you don't like doing provisional cast on, I would recommend just casting on as normal and then doing a mattress stitch together. So that is what I did there. And then from there, she tells you in the pattern how she wants you to pick up your stitches along the edge to do the front, well, obviously the back, because you pick up somewhere for the back and there's this ridge here. And so in the pattern, it specifies exactly how she prefers you to do that. So you get this line, which was different. I've never seen that before. And then from there, you're kind of just working in the round. Like you're going to pick up the stitches on the sleeve because you put these on hold right here so that you can pick up, and then you're going to go in the circle, right? It's been a minute. I can't remember exactly, but I remember eventually, you know, oh, okay, what it was is you go back and forth for a little while until you're down to here, and then it's all in the round. This is all in the round. So it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, or, you know, just not too crazy. Once you get those 2 shoulder panels done and you get everything picked up, it is smooth sailing from there. Definitely use stitch markers to mark. I think she mentions where to put those stitch markers. If not, just make sure to mark where those cables are. I always put a stitch marker on the row that I do a cable. Like that's what this stitch marker is for. I put that in the row that I did the cable, and then from there I can count up, because there's a handful of rows in between each cable repeat. So instead of me tallying on a piece of paper or in my good notes or using a number, using one of these row counter, if I have the stitch marker in the row, then I know to count the next one as 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when I get to the row that I'm supposed to, like, I think it's 10. So once I hit row 10, then I know I'm doing another cable. I need to get this one done because I would really love to wear it this fall. It's not even a fall color, but it's more of a spring, but I'm going to wear this all the time. It's got some beautiful positive ease in there. I think I've tried this yoke on and I was really excited about the fit. So I need to get that collar on so I know exactly how it's going to fit. I do hope that answered some questions. But yeah, it's just a matter of knitting the ribbing because the cables are only on the sleeve. So that's when that happens. But again, obviously with that, I don't mind cables. I don't, because I can do it without a cable needle. I think that's why I don't mind cables, because I do them without a cable needle. It's my preferred method. Okay, next whip. I don't think this was cast on before my last like actual update video, so this one's probably going to be new. This is the Santa cardigan by Rebecca Clow, or Chloe. The Crea Bear. So I had applied to test knit this guy way back when. I don't even know how long ago it was. It was a couple months ago. I applied to test knit this. I did not get it. But if you apply for her test knits and you don't get it, she does send you a coupon code to use when it is released. So just secret between you and me. Anyway, so as soon as it came out, I used the coupon code, purchased it, and I already knew what yarn I wanted to use for it. It's not exactly what I wanted, like pictured in my mind what I wanted for this piece. I wanted white, like her sample piece. I really liked it because I could picture it with skirts and dresses and stuff like that. But I didn't have any white in stash. Technically I do, I just forgot I had it. But I had 2 skeins of this yarn. I had 2 skeins of this in stash for like the longest time. And it's not, 2 skeins is not enough to make a full-size sweater. But it's Blue Sky Fibers Woolstock Worsted. This is the color Driftwood, and these are the 150 gram skeins. So it's 150 grams, 370 yards, 100% fine Highland wool. I've used this wool in the past, absolutely love this stuff. So I had 2 in, like, again, 2 in stash. I meant to buy more to make a big oversized sweater, just never got around to buying it, which, you know what, now kind of sucks. I kind of, my local yarn store is closing. We just got word last week that they are closing by the end of September. And that's where I get my Woolstock worsted. I don't go shopping there very often, but that's where I would go to get this stuff. And now I would really like some more of this yarn because I do know that I like it. I have a full sweater in there out of this stuff. Dang. Well, I'll have to figure out where else I can buy it from. But anyways, so that's what I decided to use because I was like, that should be enough. It's a short sleeve cardigan. And it's all lace. I'm not a big lace knitter, but for some reason, this cardigan, this short sleeve cardigan, was really, really pretty, and I liked the idea of how I could wear it. I'm not thrilled that it is bottom up. I'm not a big fan of bottom up sweaters, and for some reason that just seems to be what everybody is making lately, and I just can't, I don't understand what it is about bottom up sweaters for people, like designers. I can never make the shoulders look nice because of the seam that's right there. But I digress. That is what it is. So I had to suck it up, buttercup. So yeah, it's a short sleeve cardigan. I also found out the sleeves for the cardigan are worked bottom up. Luckily, they're just short sleeves. Yeah, it's to keep the lace pattern in the same direction as the body pattern. Or body lace, whatever you want to call it. So I'm almost done with the second section. Again, I haven't touched, the last time I touched this back in the beginning of July. This is the last time I touched this. But yeah, we'll see. It is supposed to be a little bit cropped, so I think I have to familiarize myself with the pattern. I know you can't see I'm holding it down here, but I don't know if there's only one more repeat, like one more section. So you got this section. I think it's just repeats these 2 sections. This one, and then this one. I think it's just 3 of sections total before you split for sleeves. So I just got to get with the picture. I have stitch markers in between each repeat because if you are unaware, you should do that when you were doing knit or lace, you're knitting lace. So that way you do not get off track. Your counts, you can figure out where you went wrong if you did make a mistake. It is so helpful. So yeah, this is something I started. I didn't even start it in July. I think I started this in June, to be honest. And I only worked on it 1 day in July. So yeah, it is what it is, right? This one, I'm pretty sure it has been shown before. I haven't worked on this one since the Eva cardigan, June, maybe? Nothing in July or August. What is this? The Eva cardigan? Oh, it is a cardigan. I didn't see the opening. I was like, this is in the round. What, like, it was all squished up. I was like, this is in the round. How is this a cardigan? It's a cardigan. I'm in the middle of a row. This is, again, the Eva cardigan. I wanted a red cardigan. I was making a decision between the April cardigan and the Eva cardigan, both by Petite Knit. And I think I just decided to go with this one because it was closer to the gauge I was getting. Because I think both... Oh, also the April cardigan has less ease. And I wanted a little bit more ease. I kind of want this to be a little bit cropped. Put reminder if you have PE and it's a day. Okay, never mind. I'll have to read that later. This is getting way crooked. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. So more positive ease in this one, I believe. And I might crop it a little bit. Unless the actual length that she has it at is cropped enough for me. Because I do have a slightly longer torso than she does. It's a saddle shoulder, so here's it's a little wonky. So yeah, I'm still in the increases for the yoke. I'm using, oh, it's all up there, Tinde. Let's see here. Hillesvåg Tinde. This was kind of like a unicorn yarn for me, you know, one of those things that, you know, we all have that one special fiber or yarn or pattern that we've always wanted to make. Well, the pattern that I've always wanted to make was the rose cardigan. I did that last year. The yarn I mean, I have plenty of yarns I want to try. This is just one of the many, but it was Hillesvåg Tinde. So I got this earlier in the year, I think, and it is 100% Norwegian wool, Gotland's wool. So, and this is in the color, it's all in Norwegian, so I'm just red, but the Norwegian word for red. But yeah, I need to get this one worked on someday. I keep thinking in my brain because my brain does run all the time. So I'm constantly thinking of things. And when I was working on this yesterday, I was like, ooh, you know, what else could I work on? Like, what's something else I could, you know, start? So I'm like, no, you have so many whips that have been started for a long time and I need to get those finished. So I need to just go back to a lot of these and get them finished before I start something new. But I do have, you know, when I look at this, I do have everything separated into projects. Maybe not this side so much because most of this is sock yarn over here with some fingering weight sweaters quantities, some sweaters quantity over here, but mostly this stuff is very beautifully, I know you can't see up there. I know you can't see up there, but up on the top too. Beautifully separated sweaters quantities. So I've been looking at my shelves and I count and I have like 11 sweaters worth of yarn. Like, I mean, obviously more if I wanted to do some stripies or whatnot, but you know, not counting the sock yarn and not counting the mohair that's up there or the minis or obviously single skeins can't make a sweater, but I have 11 sweaters worth of yarn, like that I could pick up and knit right now if I wanted to. So I have to stop looking at this and tell myself I have things on the needles that needs to get finished. And one of them is the Eva cardigan, Eva. And then lastly, because I couldn't bring the other one up, which I think the other one that I have, I can tell you about it. I don't think you've even seen it started, but I started the Tolsta tee because Rebecca Clow announced that she was having a Tolsta knit along or something like that. And I was just kind of like, I could start that. I already had yarn. I had the pattern already. I just needed an excuse to start. So I did cast on the Tolsta. The yoke is finished. Working on the body still. I have a little bit ways to go on the body. I have the yarn up here. Sorry for all the butt shots if you're getting them. I purchased this yarn, I think last year, maybe the early, like January, I don't know. This is About Strings. This is their Lazy Wool. Lazy Wool. It's the DK. Lazy DK. It's 55% extra fine merino and 45% cotton. This is a 50-gram ball. Again, it's DK, but I think it might be like a smaller DK. Either way, I have 8 balls of this that I bought on Amazon. And when I tried on the toaster to make sure that the yoke was deep enough, because the yoke looked really, really short. When I tried on, this stuff feels super nice. Like, I'm actually kind of excited to wear that garment. I'm not a big t-shirt knitwear lady. I've made, like, I have several t-shirts in there that I've knit, and I do not wear them. I don't know why. I don't. This one, I might, because it feels really, really nice. So I have to get that one finished too. That one stays in my purse just in case, because it is easy just knitting in the round right now with the body. So it just stays in my purse. Do I have time to knit on it when I'm out of the house? No. School is too busy. But yes, I was pretty surprised at how nice this felt. About Strings. Anyways, so that's the other one. But then, all right, this last one I was going to share. I did work on this in July a little bit. I need to order more yarn for this, but I already knew that before I even started this. I just haven't gotten around to it. But this is the Elizabeth blouse by Petite Knit. Let's see. I really should have a hanger over here to show you things that are decent. The Elizabeth blouse. I know it's dark chocolate. This is actually called, what's it called? Whoop. It's in this bag. This is Palette Yarn by Knit Picks in the Bittersweet Heather colorway. So that's what this yarn is. So it's 100% Peruvian Highland wool. I am holding it double to knit this because it is a DK weight gauge. As you can see, I have the yoke done. I have the collar finished. Well, you start with the collar on this, and then you go into the yoke. It's a double. It's not a double knit button band. It is not a double knit collar. It is worked like the toe of a sock. If you were to work toe up on a sock, you do Judy's Magic Cast On. And so that's how this is worked. It's actually worked in the round for the collar. And then you do some fancy bits to be able to change it to one layer when you start the yoke, which it is a V-neck with this part is double knit. Oh, it's so crazy how much has gone into this. Oh, and you can't see anything. So the V-neck bit, the collar is single, I mean, it's double layered, but it's not double knit. And then the actual edging for the V-neck is double knit. I held the yarn double, like I said. I have the yoke finished, and I have technically I have the body finished to the measurements that is labeled in the pattern. I have switched the needles over, it looks like, to the ribbing needles. But then I tried it on, like before I started the thing, I tried it on. I have not blocked this, I don't think. I can't remember. Yes, I did. I think I did. I think I did block this. Yes, I did. I blocked this. It's not necessarily, you know, there's still a good, I haven't done the ribbing yet. I think I need like 2 inches of ribbing. So there's 2 inches there, but that might be pushing it. So I have stopped before going too far into the ribbing because maybe I might want to just, like, I really just did like 5 stitches of ribbing. I might actually add a little bit more to the body before I do the ribbing. So I'd have to switch the needles back over. But like I said, this is all I have left of the yarn. So I do wind the yarn. I did wind this yarn, 2 separate cakes, wound it up together just so I had it together. But this is all I have left. This is not enough to finish the sleeves because it is long sleeves. So I need to order some more from Knit Picks. But it should be enough to finish the body. So when I get around to it, I think I'll go back, add in maybe somewhere between a 1/2 inch to an inch. I think that's all I need. And then probably just a 1/2 inch. And then go ahead and do 2 inches of ribbing. And then again, the sleeves. But I got to order more. So it is a pretty small, tight gauge. So it doesn't go as fast as I would prefer it to. But yeah, I think that's it. I know I've been talking for an hour. Sorry. That is about it for knitting. Again, there's really no progress on most of this. Well, I mean, maybe there is to you because I keep forgetting that the last time I filmed a video was mid-May, like a real sit down, show you my progress thing. I did do a little bit of sewing after we moved into this house, but again, I don't even have those projects with me. I made myself a mini backpack and I made my daughter a full-size backpack. I'll insert photos of them so you can see them. They are called the Making Backpack by Noodlehead. It is a really nice, straightforward pattern, super easy project to make. Noodlehead sells the pattern and they sell the hardware kits if you don't want to source out the material yourself, and they're really nice hardware kits. I like them. What else? And then there is another person, Okala Roots on YouTube. She did video tutorial for both the mini and the full-size bag, and I followed those actually. Instead of, like, I had the pattern up to reference, but I kind of just followed the video tutorial because, again, visual learner. So I've done that. What else have I made? I think those are the only 2 things I did, like, for sewing wise recently. I have lots of other plans, but I've been reading. That never stops. I did fall asleep while reading the other night because I was so tired, though. I don't recommend it. I don't like falling asleep while I'm reading. I don't want to lose my spot. Yeah, that's about it. I'm not doing much tracking, unfortunately. I just actually opened this up today because I did buy 3 patterns today. So the last time I bought patterns was back in May, and I haven't purchased any until today. And that's just because I had a little bit of extra cash. And Kuta Vakika is having a little sale. Not like a wholesale, it's like a subscribers for AKA Nora this month only. So if you use the code NORA, N-O-R-A, you get 50% off Kuta Vakika's patterns. So if you are interested, do that. So that's only until the end of the month. And then this lady popped up on my Instagram. Her name is Heidi Patterson. And she had this really beautiful cardigan that she just released the other day. It's like the bottom half is crocheted granny squares, like, but not a typical granny square. Like, they're the round, like, sunflower type ones. They're beautiful. And then the rest of it's knit. Obviously, it's probably bottom up. Just like a raglan style cardigan with those squares at the bottom. So I decided to purchase that one too. But then I noticed over here, you know, the last time I wrote down that I purchased yarn was April, and that is not true. So I need to go back in, and I had been tracking on my spreadsheet, thankfully. So I need to go just write it in here. Just for my own personal enjoyment. But yeah, the last time I wrote like goals or anything was May. I had this whole big like plan to do, well, I guess I did write June, but I didn't write anything in it. But for after June, I had a whole big like mid-months or mid-year spread that I wanted to do, where I did yarn totals in and out, you know, budget totals, projects I've made, number of whips. I also wanted to go back and review. So in the beginning of the year, I wrote down my well, it said winter, but 2024 knit plans. And I had all these, and I wanted to review like how many of them I actually did. And then, you know, and then how many I knit that weren't on this list. I just didn't do it. I just couldn't do it. So, yep. So right down here at the bottom, it says April cardigan. Technically, I decided to switch it out for the Eva cardigan. So this one could be checked. Like I just have to write Eva instead of April and put a check there. But we can just go over this real quick. I know it's been an hour in, but at the beginning of the year, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Totally like just 11. And then I added like 4 more after. So initially it was 11. And out of those 11, I knit, not including finishing, but at least started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of the 11. So just over half. And then, like I said, I added 4 more after, and I've only started 1 of those. I think I added those in April. I think it was April when I added those, or the end of March. It was either the end of March or the beginning of April. Added 4 more, and I've only started 1 out. Oh, 2 if you put the Eva cardigan, which we can do that. Eva. So, started 2 of those 4. So, yeah, just fortunately the year did not go. I mean, we're not even at the end of the year, but the year definitely had a little switcheroo in the middle of it for me. It was like, hey, let's throw this curveball in your face. So yeah, I do have way less knitting time than I've had in the past, which is odd for me, but I'm working with it. I'm sure I'll get to the point where I can get back in some kind of rhythm. It's definitely hard with my daughter being in cheer now, though. So we have a lot of, our calendar is pretty full. So I just need to learn how to work around that for myself. But yeah, and plus once I get this test knit done, then I won't have any deadlines. So there is that. Once I don't have a deadline, should be hopefully easier to just be able to be like, okay, I'm going to work on this and I'm going to work on that. And I have time to do this, or time to do that. We'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go. It's been a long video. It's been a long time. And I hope to see you again soon. Have a great one.